Good day, everyone. This is Lois with Diamonds and Things, and today is my stitch along, stitch with me, whatever you'd like to call it. So I thought I'd drop in and start working on this cross stitch, this stamped cross stitch that I got from Painting Fairy Cross Stitch last week, and just work a little bit on it. And I have 2 new kits for you. So if you're new here, thank you for dropping by. I appreciate you doing that, and I hope you'll return. And I ask that you please hit that like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you think of this cross stitch and the 2 that I'm going to show. And if you're returning, I always appreciate you coming back. So today, as I said, I'm going to work a little bit on this and show you the 2 new kits I have. They're not from Painting Fairy, but I just wanted to work on this because I really enjoy this type of stitching. And I guess it's like a sampler, you would call it, maybe. And I wanted to this is called Small House in September. Wait a minute, excuse me. And Painting Fairy does have the rest of the individual months on their website if you want to check that out. Today is just a free stitch for me, not necessarily Painting Fairy, but I am using their, going to work on their cross stitch, so I did want to mention them. And I want to show you this hoop again. I'll pull you out a little bit. This is obviously a cross stitch hoop, and I'm weak today, so I tried to put it on the 8 o'clock, but my fingers are just not strong enough today. So, but I found that if you're interested, and I will have a link down below and a coupon code for 5% off if you're interested. So I found that the easiest way to put this hoop on was to put the plastic part down first and then put your canvas over it. Obviously fit it where you want it. And just squeeze this and push down. But like I said, I'm having the strength in my fingers is not really wonderful today, so I was having a really hard time with fitting it on there. But that's the way I found that was the easiest way to do that, because it does go in fairly easy like that. But and the 8 o'clock is always really starchy and stiff, so I think it makes it a little bit harder when it's brand new. But this only has 7 colors. It is a 70 by 70, as you can see. It says 79 width times 79, so it is a perfect square. That's what it says up there, as you can see. Let me bring it down a little bit here. It only has 7 colors, just full stitch. So I am going to start here with the red. That's the number 1. It's DMC 349 if you're interested. And here are the 7 colors. Very simple crossword. Listen to me, cross stitch. And they don't always, but this one came on this plastic card, which I like. And they always put a nice bow tie on it. Nice ribbon, I should say. So I'm going to put you on pause and put my glasses on and thread my thread. And I'll be right back with you. Okie doke. So I got my needle threaded. I don't know how to tell the difference between the needles, but I can tell you that this one is a gold. The eye of the needle is gold. I don't know. It does. I believe it just makes it stronger. But it's probably, I'm going to assume, and you know what they say about assuming, but I'm going to just assume that it's a 26. And I'm going to roll this 8 o'clock up. And the 8 o'clock does come serged. around all four edges. So let's see if I can get in here. I'm using the loop method, and I'm going to start down here in this corner. And like I said, this is a 14 count. There we go. So I'll just bring it up and go through. So today's not a very sunny day here, which affects me greatly. I almost postponed this, but I figured it's early enough in the day. It's like, time is it? Oh, it's 1 o'clock already. It's 1 o'clock here on a Sunday, so you'll see this later today after I upload it and edit it and all that good jazz stuff. All that YouTube-y things. If I can find the hole, I'll be doing all right. And I say that every Sunday, but it's not always easy to get it started here. But so I'm just going to go up. I like to go up and come back down. So, as I like to say, what's new in your neck of the woods? Are you working on anything? You working on something small, big, medium? And what do you, just let me know in the comments what you're working on. I don't get too many comments, unfortunately, but I will answer any questions or comments that you want to offer. I appreciate comments. Lets me know somebody's watching or interested anyway. But, yeah, I did buy two cross stitches from Temu that I got last week. So not that I need any more cross stitches, that's for sure. But I saw them, I thought I'd order something, so I have something new to show. Although I am waiting for a package. Actually, I'm waiting for another package from Temu. That's on the way. I got a notice today. And Painting Fairy, I think I'm getting 2 of them. I can't actually remember. They send me an email a few times a week and offer stuff. So, whoops. Yeah, my fingers don't always want to work. But, so yesterday, my daughter and I spent several hours together. We went, I went to the Hobby Lobby in my area, moved to a new store. We used to have a store called the Christmas Tree Shop or something like that. And they went out of business. They went out of business all over the place, I guess, because when I went to my sister's memorial service in New York, when was it? What is this? This is July. At the end of May or something, I don't know, a couple months ago anyway. Their Christmas tree store had gone out of business also. So this one here in Connecticut, where I am, went out of business also. So Hobby Lobby moved into where the Christmas tree store was, and it's so much bigger because anyway, Hobby Lobby was in a smaller store, so they moved to the bigger store. And even though they have a lot more space, I don't see where they really added much product. Matter of fact, I was hoping to find some diamond paintings, but because I've seen several videos on what other people have found at Hobby Lobby and the diamond painting arena, and my store had like just about nothing. So I mean, to save me money, not that I was going to buy a lot, but hold on, my nose is itchy. There's one specific thing that I wanted, and they had like they had some diamond paintings, but hardly anything. Nothing that I wanted anyway. They might have had, in all honesty, I think they may have had 5 diamond paintings. So I don't know if they're just, getting rid of them, or maybe the product didn't sell well. But I was really disappointed. So, and I don't know, I was hoping to see more fabric. Not that I need to buy any more fabric, because when I was working at Joann's, I'd look at, the crafting stuff, cross-stitching, and Joann's didn't have much cross-stitch stuff either. And I didn't even think about looking at cross-stitch at Hobby Lobby, because it wasn't in my mind. So I'll have to go back and look. And again, not that I need any, but need's not the thing when you're crafting. It's more of a want thing, I think, unless you're making something for someone and you need materials. But yeah, I was disappointed. So we spent, I don't know, probably an hour wandering through the store just to check out their clearance, and they hardly had any clearance. They had 2 little clearance shelves. It's like, holy mackerel. I don't know, I was just disappointed. Of course, when I was beading, I could find stuff, because I know, and like the floral area, every other week they changed their discounts. I used to be able, when I lived in South Carolina, and I wanted not dried flowers, but the artificial flowers, not flowers, but I'd get foliage, and every other week they'd be 50% off. Here they're only 40% off, but they do have 30% off their fall products, and of course they have Christmas stuff out already, because Hobby Lobby does that. Although I will say that the store where I lived in South Carolina, they had tons of more Christmas stuff out now in July than they do at this store. So I guess it just depends on the location and the manager or whoever does the designing of the store, whatever they want out. So, but yeah, I'll have to look at their cross-stitch stuff, because I know when I was living in South Carolina and going there all the time, just for something to do, because where I lived in South Carolina was very boring. There wasn't too much to do there. I used to wander down to Hobby Lobby just to have something to do, because it was literally right down the road, maybe 5 minutes. Whereas like Michael's was in, I used to have to drive like about a half hour, 20 minutes to a half hour to get to a Michael's. But Hobby Lobby puts their jewelry, when I was making jewelry, used to, they put their products on sale every other week also. So I used to go there all the time. But, and this one's only probably 20 minutes away from me too, but I don't shop like I used to. So, and I've got my daughter, my granddaughter, and my son whenever he's around to keep me occupied, so. It's better than going and spending money, so. Unless you're addicted to buying stuff, So what do you think of this cute little monthly sampler that I have? I have another one that I'm working on, actually. Well, it's a seasonal one. It's not a monthly one. I've got spring, summer, winter, and fall samplers. And I'm almost done with my second sampler, my seasonal sampler. My summer one I'm almost done with. And I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of back stitching on it, but it'll look really nice. I'm kind of looking forward to the back stitching, actually. So this one doesn't have any back stitching on it, although I could put back stitching on it. If I wanted to, I could put some along the top of the house, you know, hope you can't see that. I could put some along here if I wanted on the roof. It would accentuate the roof. I could do that. But we'll see. Get this done first and look at it. So I'm thinking of getting some new magnifiers. I saw that ArtDot has a magnifying set, and the highest magnification is ×4. And the one that I'm using, and it's old, I've mentioned this before, the nose pieces, they have like a black silicone like grips on the nose piece, because underneath it's, ouch, I just stabbed myself. Underneath the silicone is metal, so I've worn out the piece over the metal. So, and as I just said, the magnification on the one at ArtDot is 4, and the one I'm wearing is 3.5. And I do wear glasses normally, and they're really, my eyes aren't really that bad, but it just helps so much to have the magnification. So, as I started saying, ArtDot has a nice set with a 4 times magnifier glass on it for only like $20. So I'm going to order one of those and get rid of this set, because I've never even used, the only magnifier on this that I've used is the 3.5. So, but I've had it for years. I can't remember when I bought it. And it's starting to fall off my head because not staying on my ears. Because it did have a strap, and I got rid of the strap a long time ago, not thinking that I'd need it. And I wish I had it now, although I couldn't figure out how to hook up the strap on the piece that goes over your ears. So I'm pretty sure that's why I got rid of it. And like I said, I didn't think I'd need it, but the one at ArtDot just looks so much more user-friendly, shall I say. And I do have I have an affiliate link with ArtDot. If you're interested, I'll link that down below also. I don't have a discount code, but and, you know, with these affiliate links, the creators that have affiliates, we do earn a tad bit of commission from it, so nobody should feel obligated to click on it, but it's there if you want it. So anything that I would earn, I'd put back into the channel anyway. So it would just help me out to make more videos for you. I can buy products, so. But, yeah, I'm hoping in a couple weeks I'll be able to get the ArtDot one magnifying classes. So, although if where I work, I never realized if you work in retail, like at stores or something, like where I work part-time, when they scheduled me at Burlington, like at Joann's. When I started working at Joann's last year, I had no idea how it really worked, other than, you know, you help people and, you know, stuff like that, but behind the scenes with hours and things like that. And I still don't fully understand it because I haven't asked, but what I'm getting at is, you know, when you, at least in my mind, when I want a part-time job, I want a part-time job where I work a certain hours a week. Well, retail doesn't work like that. And they're allowed a certain amount of hours every week, I guess. And, you know, they obviously have a certain amount of employees. That's another thing I don't get. I mean, I was hired for one position and people have left, and I asked about changing the status of my higher title, I guess, because she told me I was hired as a flex because my time was limited, which is a bunch of crap, but anyway. So my point being that they're allotted a certain amount of working hours, I guess, and so this week I'm not even scheduled. This week coming up, our weeks go from Sunday to Saturday. So I looked at the schedule on Thursday because she usually posts them on Thursday, and it's like I don't have any hours for this coming week. I mean, it's nice to have a whole week off just to do what I want to do, but it doesn't help pay my bills. So when I went for the interview for Burlington, I was interviewed not by the manager of this store, but by a manager, because they had like a job fair. So I was interviewed, my first interview anyway, was with a woman from a different store. And she told me, she said if this one doesn't work out, because she said she'd like me to work at her store. So she said if this one doesn't work out, come up to her store. So I'm planning on going up to her store Tuesday and talking to her, because, you know, I need like, you know, 20 hours a week would really help me. But we'll see. I'm not sure I really like where I am anyway, but the acoustics in the store is terrible, and background music is like, and it's so busy, so busy, it's ridiculous. And people complain. Of course, everybody complains. Not everybody, but you get there no matter where you go. But it's like we have this specific things you have to ask and say and all this stuff, which hello, I'm an adult. That's what you do when you work for somebody. You follow their procedures. So I don't have a problem with that. But people will tell you when you ask them, did you find everything okay? And it's like, no. I had some guy swearing at me directly, but just, it's like, no effing way. And, you know, it was just like, okay. Not that I haven't said that word before, but it was really unexpected. So I just chuckled to myself. So anyway, and the store just opened June 27th, so people have been in there like flies, I've been saying. So, I mean, and first, I don't know, they don't have enough people to stock things in the back and receiving, because things come in, they have to be marked, and I don't know, it's just crazy. So it's slow getting stuff out on the store, back out on the floor, and people aren't happy with that. Excuse me. So I don't know. But that's my point of retailing. My point was that I'm not happy that I'm not getting in any work hours this week. So, all right. Well, I'm at 25 minutes. I'm going to just stop here, and I'll show you the 2 new kits I got. So, un momento, por favor. Okay, so like I said, I've got two stamped cross stitches here. I got them from Temu. So the first one, actually, this is it's called Forest Holiday Cabin. It was $3.68. It's an 11 count. Oops, let me back you out here. Alrighty. And it's 11 count, as you can see. This is from MNLS Pre-Cuts. It is a 38 by 33. Let me open this. It comes with their instructions like that, and product information, cleaning and care. Alrighty. Oh, I get needles with it. There's 2 needles, size 24. That's cool. I can always use needles. And boy, this is stiff. Woo! But as you can see, it didn't bleed through. Not that much anyway. So that's good. I had gotten another cross stitch from this MNLS company before. And look at that grid. Look at that. Symbols are pretty clear. Really, really stiff. It is not serged all the way around though. Not serged at all. Here is the legend down below. There are 12 colors. It's full cross stitch, it looks like. Pretty simple. Very simple, actually. This shouldn't take long at all. And number 6 is blue, like it says. What's 9? 9 is orange. The colors are matching the legend, actually. 12 is pink. 3 is yellow. Green, what's the green? That should be 8. It is, there's 8 right there. What the heck is that? 5, I guess that's, yeah, that's 5. Okay, let me show you the threads here. It comes on this card. Yeah. 5, all right, my bad. So, all right, let's look. Number 6 is blue. Five is yellow. What did I say that was? That's 8. 8 is green. There's 8 right there. That's 8. 9. 9 is blue. All this in here for the sky. Oh, let me pull this up here. That's 9. All up in there. That's 10. 10 is not actually a white, but it's like a really faint greenish color, I want to call it. This is 130 by 110. Is that what it said on the paper? 38 centimeters by 33 centimeters. So it's 100, 130 inches by 110. 138, it says, by 116 over here. Okay, that makes sense. So those are the pretty colors anyway. I think they're pretty. I'll just have it, it's really, really, really stiff, but that's all right. As I work it, it'll soften up. So, what do you think about that one? Let me show you the picture again. I just thought I'd get a landscape. I haven't done a landscape cross stitch. I've done it in diamond painting, but I think that's pretty. Hopefully it'll come out all right. Obviously the house is a brown color. 7. Let me see what 7 is. 7 should be, yeah. It's not actually brown, it's more of a burgundy right there. Oh, 12 is brown. Okay, so that'll be brown right there. All right, well that's the first one. What do you think of that one? Like I said, I haven't done a landscape, so that'll be different for me. All right, I'm gonna put this stiff piece of Aida cloth away here. Sorry for the whiteness here. I don't obviously have anything to put down on it right now. I do, but I just didn't do it. All right, and this is the second one I have. And let me take it out of the bag here so I can see it better. This is an 11 count also. I am trying to diversify and, you know, change between 11 and 14 just because 11's easier on the eyes, you know. So it comes in this nice plastic bag. That way you can put your stitch back in there and you won't have to worry about it getting wet. That has all the instructions on the back. So, let's see, excuse me. Floss comes in this bag on the bobbins, and I don't like this, but I don't have much choice. So this is that's the picture. I thought that was pretty. Looks like old antique wood there. I just thought I'd give it a try. Something different. All right, and here's it comes with stapled to the Aida cloth. That's not a good idea. Come on. So this was stapled to the Aida cloth. It has 2 needles in it. And this one is a 30 by 30. It has 24 colors, all full stitch. And there's part of the pattern right there. I'll show you the Aida cloth and look at the floss better. Set those over there. All right. This is serged all the way around, which is nice. As I said, they stapled this down here. I'll have to take it out. 100 by 100 centimeters. And unfortunately, I don't like this kind when they do that. When they serge it right over the legend, and it's pretty, you can't really, it's not very legible is my point. So thankfully, where'd it go? Thankfully, I can read this legend. So there's a thumbnail picture of it without the glare. So there's the legend. There's no 310 in here. There's 939. All right, so let's hope I can read the symbols on here. They look pretty legible. Hopefully, once I start working on it. It looks pretty good. There's no bleeding on this one. That's good too. And like I said, it is serged all the way around. All right, let me dig out the floss here. I'm gonna turn this over and put it on this side so we can see them better. Dump these out. All right, so let's see. There's some greenery there. So the green ones, the browns, wonder if are those the same? That's 840. No, this is 3864, 840. This one's caught on caught on another one here. I'll wind this up. Yeah, these I'm not a fan of my thread being on this, just because if it stays on too long it gets kinked up, but I guess it all works out in the wash. So there's some, all that greenery, kind of grayish green. There's some blues. All sorts of pretty colors. There's some more greens and whites. So what do you think of those colors? I like this color. That's pretty. Three, five, 6, 407. I don't know. I'm just looking at the numbers. 3865. 3866. I have a whole bunch of floss, DMC floss, that I inherited from my sister. Whole box full. I separated them into numbers, you know, like 400s and 300s, etc. Tons and tons of it. So if I ever run out of anything, I'm all set. Although it's funny, I did run out of one color on something I was working on, and I went to look in her box and she didn't have any. So it's okay to substitute. Alrighty, well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you stuck around to see these two new kits. And I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to leave you now because I've got to get ready. I'm going down to my daughter's again today just to have something to do and visit her. And I'm going to take a cross stitch down with me because she's got a Zoom from 1 to 3. So I'm just going to go down and relax and do some stitching while she's on her Zoom. All right, well, thanks for joining me. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a better day tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.